Hello. I just took a shower. It is 8:30. My goodness, it's Sunday. I went to church today. Made some new friends. Yeah, I woke up like 8:30, obviously, because the sun wakes up at 8:30, so I'm up at 8:30. This is better than 6 in the morning. So glad I don't do seminary anymore. At least not at 7 in the morning. Oof, L. But, shoot. I don't know, I didn't really do much today. I went to church. We had Relief Society. And it was just like a testimony meeting. So, pretty chill. A bunch of people got called, or whatever, like everyone got callings and stuff. I did not, because no way would I do something like that. Just kidding. But no, I don't think I could handle a calling right now. That's not for me to decide, that's for God to decide. I think it's on my side though. Anyway. Yeah, so I underestimated how much I actually had to read for my American Heritage class. I'd need to check that like literally way before class, like the day before class, because I think I read like 50 something pages today out of 2 different books. I was like, because it was 30 pages in one book and I think 24 pages in the other. So, 54, right? That math? I don't know. Man, when I tell you, I was like, I literally couldn't even read like the last little bit, because it was like, it took me, because I take notes on what I read so that way I can use it during the quizzes. Oh my gosh, tell me how awesome American Heritage is, because we only take, like, we don't have any tests, we take quizzes. The only tests you really have are, looks like I'm sick. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna, knock on wood. But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh, we only have, oh my gosh. Sorry, my nose is irritating me. So we only have quizzes, right? A quiz each week, which is like testing you on the material we read and like the lectures we had that week. So and we get to use notes on it. Any notes we took and text we read, which is awesome, but you only have 30 minutes to take it, so gotta be able to decipher those notes. But yeah, which is awesome. We only take quizzes, right? And quizzes aren't long, especially if it's 30 minutes to take. I'm expecting there to be like 20 something questions, and hopefully they'll be easy because I've been studying every day. But yeah, so we only take quizzes, right? And then you just have 3 essays that are sprinkled throughout the semester, and then you just have 2 midterms and a final. Like, this is so much easier. There's not like a test every week or like a test every 2 weeks and then a midterm and then a final. Ugh, so, whoa, oh my goodness. Y'all alright? Anyway, so glad. Holy crap, I'm so glad. Like, everyone's like, American Heritage is so hard. And yeah, it's hard because you have to read so much. That's the only thing that sucks, is you have to read like an entire book a week. It's crazy. And the book's about like politics, so it's really boring. So I have to trick my brain into thinking it's like super interesting. Anyway, this class, oh my gosh, I was so upset reading I wasn't super upset, but I was upset reading the textbook for the class. It's online. And it sucks because I was reading it and there was like clear biases in this textbook about like, I mean, there weren't like troublesome biases, like it wasn't like they weren't racist or sexist or anything like that, but it was just, I was reading it and I was like, dude, I don't want to hear about what you think about the Greeks. Just tell me about the philosophies of political thought. Like, I don't want to know why you think Greek sucks. Just anyway, that, yeah, I was kind of like, I was like, dude, I don't want to hear your opinions. Just tell me the facts. Tell me the whatevers. Which I guess political thought is kind of a lot of opinions or whatever, but still I was like, you're a textbook, stop it. Stop telling me what you stand for, textbook. Anyway, but yeah, and then I read this. I didn't I got like halfway through and I was like, okay, I can't. It's 8 o'clock. I gotta skim through and see what it is. But it's a lot. It was a big introduction on being like how people don't want their government to have like, they don't want like the justice system or the litigation system, I think that's right, to like rule on virtue, because not everyone has the same virtues. But the reason why a lot of people feel upset when something happens in the world, and they want justice, like I was talking a lot about like greed and stuff, how people want to punish people for their greed. But so like it was a big thing of like, should the government be able to do that because of the greed, or is that like a whatever thing? It was a really weird thing. And then they talk about like the trolley, like morality, and there's this horrible story about this about like their Afghan basically this troop of American soldiers, like a bunch of people, like they're going to go to this base or something like that, and they came across these three like goat shepherds, two men and one little boy, and they had to decide whether to kill them. They were unarmed and everything. There's like goat shepherds, so they had to decide whether they were unarmed, like they decide whether to kill them or let them go. I'm like, oh my gosh, don't kill them. They're unarmed. Let them just go or whatever. But they were worried that like they would go and spill that there were American troops to the Taliban. I think it's the Taliban, and basically it was like half and half, and this one guy was like, okay, we're not gonna kill them. He was a deciding vote, right? They let him go, and then the Taliban finds them because the goats told them or whatever. I don't know how they told them. They might have been tortured or whatever, but like the goat people told them, and literally everyone died except for like one guy, and that guy was the guy who decided whether or not to kill them. And I'm like, that's the craziest story ever. That's horrible. And he's like, that's the worst decision I've made in my entire life. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was like an impossible decision. You didn't know they were gonna go tattle to the Taliban. You didn't know that. I was like, don't kill them. They don't, whatever. But then everyone else died because you didn't kill them. It's a really, really weird thing. Like he only survived because he fell off a mountaintop, a cliff top or whatever, and like crawled to the nearest town, which protected him from the Taliban. Like insane. And then it was talking about like the Purple Heart, and how there was a big debate on whether to give the Purple Heart to people with just like injuries from enemy soldiers, or to people with mental disabilities from the war, like PTSD. And I was like, because it was a big like morality talk. It was like, what, like it wasn't like what we were deciding. Like it wasn't like who was gonna get. We weren't deciding who was gonna get the Purple Heart. We were deciding on what the Purple Heart standed for, or whatever. Apparently, the military is very intolerant, or I don't know the right word, but doesn't condone mental illnesses. They're like, mental illness? What's that? I don't know if that's true now, but this is, I don't know how, this looks like an old book. I think it looks like an old book. It talked about the 2008 housing crisis and how the banks got bailed out, and then they got bailed out. They got $800 million from the government, and then to like bail them out, right, from the whatever, and then they gave like, I think like 50 million something, like 30 million, or no, I think it was more. Like they have like almost $100 million. I'm pretty, oh gosh, between $50 million and $100 million to just like as bonuses to like these top execs, and everyone was like, dude, what? No, because it was a big thing on like, and the whole thing was like, it was like, yeah, you were like rewarding the greedy, but you were also rewarding failure, so that pissed everyone off. So I don't know. This is a lot of like morality stuff, and like, why do we think this way? Why do people think that this is the right thing to do? Why do blah blah blah? A lot of like why stuff. Like when you, it's like it felt like reading it felt like when you answer a question and then a kid just keeps going, why, and you're like, oh, okay, I get the gist. Let's wrap it up. But yeah, it was very, very interesting. Oh man, and then what do I have? I have math tomorrow. I did my math and all that stuff. I gotta read definitely more because I'm supposed to read like 3 more things for American Heritage on Wednesday. And then biology, I have a lab that I'm supposed to do that's due the 18th, I think. I don't know. Because the due dates are all out of whack over there, but I'm hoping it's like a lab. Apparently it's for like, it's a part of our like final thing. It's really easy. I think we're looking at a like a news source or like a article or something, and we're judging its on like any topic we want. Just find a news article, and then you're judging if it's like good or not. I did a whole unit on this in like English. I did a unit on this in English, English 101. I don't take that credit here. For English 150. Anyway, English 101, I did a whole unit on that, and you want to know what my essay was about? Taylor Swift, and how she has crazy influence over voter registration. And I got an A. That's right. We had to do a bunch of stuff for that, so I'm pretty good at that, I think. Yeah, I've got a leg up on all these freshmen. Anyway, yeah, so a lot of reading. I think I went to the Cannon Center, but I had like not really breakfast, but like a snack before I went to church. Church at 2:20 in the afternoon. And I got back at 8 something, and I was like, oh, I'm pretty full. And then lo and behold, I finished my work at like 8 o'clock, and I go to, and I'm like, okay, I'm hungry again. I hate my eating schedule because I get hungry at like 9 o'clock at night, and then I can't go eat food over there. So if I'm hungry, I either gotta eat some snacks, which I paid too much money for, or go to the vending machine. Let me tell you about the vending machines here. They are the worst things ever. They're worse than Lexington High School's vending machines. Those of you who go to LHS will understand, or went to the LHS will understand, because oh my gosh, I hate those vending machines. First of all, I'll swipe my card, and I'll click the stupid Hot Pockets, and there's 5 in there, and it's like, make another selection. I'm like, no, give me my Hot Pockets. Also, they don't refill the vending machines. Do not refill the vending machines. Like, I'm like, when are you gonna refill the vending machines? There's like so much stuff, and I'm like, well, it's not there anymore. When are they gonna refill it? And then when I tell you, I tried to like go to another vending machine because they have like the frozen one, they have like the breakfast one, they have 2 drink ones, and then they have a snack one. Tell me why I swipe my card on the stupid snack vending machine, and it just is like reswipe card, no matter how many times, no matter what card I used, it would not go through. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I wanted my Sun Chips, and now I can't even add them. And then the breakfast machine, you can't even use the dining dollars you have. You have to use a credit card, because it's like one of those fancy ones that like, it's like a digital screen touchpad, and you can have like a little basket. I was like, I hate the vending machines here. They're literally the worst. The worst. Ugh. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna write in this all of my readings that I need to do for the week, and like how long they are, so I can gauge when I need to start reading them. Although I already think American Heritage I'm gonna have to be on whatever, but yeah. Also, oh my gosh, I love not having a roommate, but I also hate not having a roommate because I get locked out of my room. Because when I get locked out of my room, I have to go all the way to the Cannon Center or find an RA to give me a key back into my room. Oh man, okay, so I got locked in my room this morning, right? I was being super protective, cleaning up, and like getting all ready for church or whatever, just chilling out. I go to refill my water bottles that I have, and I forget to bring my keys with me. And I'm in what I was wearing yesterday, right? I had like a longer shirt, and then I had like the booty pajama shorts, and I did not have a bra on, right? And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm locked out of my room, and I'm like, I'm not walking to the Cannon Center like this. There's no way on earth I'm walking to the Cannon Center. So I tried to find an RA. No RAs in the building. At least, I tried to knock on my RA's door, and then I tried to go to the desk where the RA's supposed to be, and there was no one there, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? So I knock on the people across my cross neighbors, And I'm like, hey, do you guys have bobby pins? Because I'm literally about to try and lock pick my door back open. I have no idea. I'm like, I don't know how. I've only seen it in movies, so maybe it'll work. Literally, I think it was like 5 minutes go by, my RA walks back from whatever, and she's mad at me. She's like, don't do that. That won't work. And I'm like, says you. I think you can lock pick any door that has a lock on it. But yeah, she got a little mad at me. She's like, I need to see your ID. You need to make sure it's you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just leave me alone. Anyway, I literally, as soon as I got back, I looked up how to lock pick a door or whatever. I already knew how to lock pick. I know you have to like the tension stuff in there and you have to get it to click, and there's like 5 keys depending on how big your lock is, but I didn't really know how to do all of that. Like, I didn't know exactly what I had to do. Just trying to stick the bobby pin in there and get back in. But yeah, I got back in, and as soon as I got back in, I ordered a lock picking kit from my from Amazon. So I'm literally going to be a lock picking fiend at the end of this year. I'm gonna be able to pick any lock. I don't know what good that will do for me in the future, other than getting locked out of things, which apparently is quite common for me to do. So anyway, that's, I think, it. I gotta go to bed, get ready for school tomorrow. 2 classes, and at 1, I gotta go to the BYU store to go see if they have lotion and batteries, because I need both. Anyway, bye.